Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. It's Scooby-Doo Tuesday, guys. You know what that means. Of course, we are continuing with Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. This is Season 1, Episode 7, In Fear of the Phantom. I like that title, In Fear of the Phantom. So the first 5 episodes of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated have been really good at establishing Crystal Cove and this new continuity of Scooby-Doo and the gang and everything. And they've been really good episodes. But Episode 6, The Legend of Alice May, I believe that was the title, The Legend of Alice May. Episode 6 did something that I wasn't expecting. You guys have been hinting that there's some sort of big thing coming, this big mystery, it's going to get really crazy, and episode 6 gave us that little, I think, inclination of what it is, because you guys are commenting saying, now you understand there's more going on here. So there was this whole storyline in episode 6 of this ghost girl, but it turns out this girl was hired by Mr. E, who has been, of course, a part of the show in a way for, I think since the beginning, right? If I remember correctly, I think. Regardless, Mr. E hired Alice, this girl, to create this story and everything. And then there's the yearbook they find, and they find out there was an original Mystery Incorporated. There was an original gang that solved mysteries. And now Scooby-Doo and them, they have to find out and solve what happened on Crystal Cove, what happened to these, you know, these group of kids, right? Ties into the lock and everything like that. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I love the fact that there's a deeper level of something going on here than just a week by week, you know, villain type thing. Like there's something else going on. So I cannot wait because I feel like this is, because it feels like to me, we're going to really dive into some deeper storytelling because I'm enjoying each episode, but man, I love the fact that there's something else going on here, and I love the fact of how they did it because we went through a whole episode thinking this ghost girl and everything, and no, there's so much more going on. Mystery hired her and everything, and it was a lot. So I'm ready to get into this stuff. So here we go, guys. Let's get into the episode. I'm excited to get into it. In Fear of the Phantom, episode 7. Let's go. What? I can't believe we're seeing the Hex Girls. What? I love you.
Like he's still mad at me because I went to the prom with Velma instead of watching the Vincent Van Gogh marathon with him.
Oh.
Listen, Hex Girls, carefully.
Whoa. Interesting design.
No one tells the Hex Girls what to do.
No one. Exactly. Whoa! Oh shit! Disappeared, or did he go onto the stage or something? I don't know.
We should cancel the tour.
It's like YouTube.
Cancel? This is Gus Boggs, our manager.
Thorn, Dusk, Luna.
This is the manager. Who's the Phantom?
He's a double.
Huh? Me? I'll do it.
I'll beat the double.
Me. And I'm gonna put a spell on you.
Room temperature. Very interesting.
It's
Tie
low.
knots, guys. We need maximum rope tension to eliminate trap.
Oh,
Tied his hand. Come on,
I
Shaggy.
think I got a bad knot here.
It's a pretty good double. Yeah.
So,
Wow. She's really getting into this and sounds great.
what's happening?
It's the oh wow. Really?
The cage has landed in the wrong place. My trap, Daphne. I'm so confused.
I am too. Why was there 2?
Any suspects?
The Phantom.
The Phantom.
All right, now we're getting
All
somewhere.
right.
Am I upset over my trap not working? Or is it
Yeah.
because Daphne's gone? Why
That
can't I just
too.
be cold and heartless like other guys. You're a special boy.
Christmas.
So, what's our next move, Sheriff?
Don't look at me. For starters, I'm going to take a couple of these Hex Girl t-shirts so I didn't waste a trip down
Oh my
here,
God.
And then I'm going to call the mayor.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Once again, Daphne was taken by a monster, right?
Good idea.
Like, what's a good idea? Scoob? Buddy?
Oh boy.
Hold yourself, Fred. Sabotage. The trap malfunction
Sabotage.
wasn't my
I think
fault.
it's the manager. You gave it away, I think, at the beginning. I don't know.
So why do I still feel lousy?
She's right there. Oh my gosh.
I've also declared tomorrow Phantom Day. So leave the Phantom
Phantom
alone,
Day.
Fred. He's good for business.
Daphne!
Well, thankfully she wasn't actually taken. Oh.
Wish you didn't care for Daphne, huh?
It's time to cancel the tour.
Wrong. I'm going on tomorrow, and I'm
Oh.
gonna rock.
I'm gonna rock.
Like Scoob?
New best friend.
Playing with my dummy.
What are you talking about? And I'll never leave Scooby for a girl.
For a girl.
He's so your dog. Could you make me a rock star too?
Could you? Should be raining. Should be more depressing. He cares for her. He actually starts to care for her now, finally.
Daphne's gone.
Daphne's gone. Oh, okay.
Call me Crush.
I'm not a guy anymore.
What?
I have feelings.
That's confusing.
I care.
It's Crush. Bad dreams, Fred.
Okay. Watch these old movies, of course.
You're right! Run away! Run away!
Run away!
You can't replace me with a dummy.
Yeah, you can't. Come on.
There is no Harry. Why don't you just stay out of it, Harry?
Stay out of it, Harry.
Stop watching Vincent Van Gogh movie.
Get me, Harry.
What is this on the floor?
Oh, God. Oh, he can walk on walls, okay. How? Then again, I shouldn't question it.
Something's burning.
Yeah, something's burning. The bus? Oh, wow.
Yeah, like we're trapped.
Why'd they run that way? Shouldn't they run the other way to the door? What's in his mouth? Oh, it's part of the suit.
Bugs could be the Phantom.
Could be, but is it too obvious?
Come on, Scoob.
Fancy Pants went down the rabbit hole after the record gods.
Stop! Stop! I know you were counting on me.
That's
You gotta feel the music.
Now why don't we sit down and write one?
Write a song about getting over Fred.
Empty words, an iron cage.
It's catchy.
Cage my heart.
It's weird because it feels like I'm doing a music reaction, but I'm watching Scooby-Doo. Hold that note out. Yeah. Do you? Oh, the Phantom's gonna show up now with all that smoke. Yeah. Maybe.
So this will be your dying day.
Oh, nice.
Daniel Crusette.
Oh.
Fancy Pants.
To be someone close to the Hex Girls to access the stage.
Exactly.
Someone with a grudge against the Hex Girls.
Because they,
The Hex Girls took my career.
yeah, took his
Trying to
career.
get revenge by
I guess my rock star days are over.
Hey, what it's
For
worth,
now.
Jack,
Hopefully they come back.
it
Oh.
was amazing. Have feelings for Traps and you. Call me a non-man if you want. You're the only dummy I need, Shaggy.
Really? You mean it? Give me some paw, Scoob.
I love that surprise. I love the fact that the Hex Girls was in this episode. That was so cool to open with the Hex Girls. Hex Girls. Like, oh my God, really? It was awesome. So, first of all, I really felt that Velma got the short end of the stick this episode because she was freaking out over the Hex Girls in the crowd. Wow, going crazy. And then they need a stand-in to sing lead, to pretend to be Thorn, the lead, and it's like Velma's like, I want to be the double. I want to be the one on stage. And then it's like Daphne, and Daphne can actually sing. And so Daphne literally is a carbon copy in a sense when she has the wig on and the outfit looks pretty much exactly like Thorn. And I think it's because the design of Thorn in terms of the animation design and Daphne are pretty close, but looked pretty good. Goes out there singing and the crowd doesn't seem to really notice. Of course, we have this character called the Phantom, which right away they make it seem like, oh, it's the manager. It's not the manager at all, but he managed a guy who had a song called Fancy Pants or something. I don't know, but he had like the glittery sequence or whatever, or something on his outfit from the music video that Shaggy saw. And of course, that the Phantom, like the design of the Phantom, like was kind of interesting. The mask was the most interesting design of it all, but I thought that like the color scheme was interesting. But it was this guy who basically his career died, and it's weird because he was a part of, like, I guess the road crew or something. He was part of the crew of the Hex Girls, even though his career fell down, and I guess he needed to work or whatever, and the manager, of course, is managing the Hex Girls, and the manager's like, yeah, his career went down the toilet and all that kind of stuff. So understandable why he was pissed off, because he tried to like write, I guess, bad songs for the Hex Girls, and they made it all sound good. So I don't know. And apologies for the light. I'm now noticing the lighting is just going crazy, going back and forth and all that. I'm going to try to quickly fix this to lower it down a little bit, because the freaking lighting is insane on this. I normally wouldn't do this in the middle of a video, but yeah. So apologies for that. The lighting, the sun is going back and forth. But continuing on, got distracted there for a second. Apologies, guys. Apologies. So then we have Daphne, who of course gets taken by the Phantom, which is, I feel like they could have found a better name for the character, but the design wise, interesting. So Daphne gets taken, not really, but she gets taken and disappears, and then freaking Fred starts like panicking. And this happened the last time, because I'm like, she's been taken now twice by monsters, but she's been taken twice, Daphne. I feel like, hopefully it's not every single time that she's the only one who's gonna be taken, because like, come on, have Velma taken once, or Shaggy or Scooby or whatever. But she was strung up on a rope, thing wrapped around her mouth so she can't talk. Here comes the light again. And she overhears Fred trying to like repress his feelings, because he's like, my trap didn't work. Which, why was there 2 cages when he's only one for the Phantom to catch the monster? I don't know why there's 2 cages that fell on the 2 other band members. No idea. But he's freaking out, and now we understand why. He finally clicks in his head, but he's trying to like, I need to be a man. I need to not have feelings or emotions. And then he finally realizes, then of course there's Daphne. She overhears him only suppressing his feelings and everything, and she didn't hear the whole thing. Think of the end of the episode, we'll get to that in a second, but yeah. So then Daphne gets made up as Crush or something, like this new persona for the Hex Girls, and they were going to do some band rehearsal, and then Daphne's like, wait a minute, I'm not feeling it, because you got to feel the music. If you're not feeling the music, the crowd's going to know. So Thorne's like, you know how I got over this guy that I used to like? And she's like, I forget what Daphne said, but it was like, what? I think like something about brakes, or I have no idea what. It was something. I think about a car. She's like, no, I wrote a song about it. Like, oh, well, you're a musician. It makes sense. If you want to try to get over someone, you write a song about it. So they wrote this really catchy song for Daphne to try to get over Fred. Of course, it didn't happen, but I was really catchy. It was kind of weird. I mentioned this in the reaction. I hope I kept in my actual reaction edited for the video. But I said it feels like I'm doing a music reaction for the channel, and I'm watching Scooby-Doo. Like, it was kind of crazy, but I was really enjoying the music. The Hex Girls are a great fictional band. They should exist. Just saying. I wonder if those songs are actually available somewhere. Like, I think there's like soundtracks or whatever of the Hex Girls out there, but I wonder if there's like, cause like, I know like when they did like, totally off topic for a second, but the Guardians of the Galaxy video game, they had the fake metal band that Starler listened to. They had them put out an album. So I wonder if the Hex Girls was like, I'm assuming there's probably music out there of the Hex Girls on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, really catchy stuff with Hex Girls, and I really felt like they did a really good job with representing the Hex Girls in this new continuity of Scooby-Doo, so that was really cool. I wasn't expecting that. Was a great surprise, like I said in the beginning of the review. So, play the song, Phantom shows up again, and then they easily take out the Phantom, because I really felt like this episode wasn't so much about the Phantom being a real menace, but more of like, we're introducing the Hex Girls into this continuity of Scooby-Doo, this new show, and it's been more about Daphne and her, trying to break free from Fred, but ultimately Fred realizing his emotions and what he really, how he feels about Daphne, You know, whereas he only cared about Traps before, he cared about Daphne as a friend and everything else. But now I think it's more about the relationships and the Hex Girls, more so than the actual villain or the monster. You know what I'm saying? I felt like there was more going on here than just it just being another villain episode. Like, it was just kind of there just to be there, you know? And I'm fine with that. Because we also got this other relationship issue. Scooby-Doo is pissed off. He was upset that Shaggy left him to go to prom with Velma. Scooby isn't connecting in his head that he went to prom with Velma, and that means that something's going on there. He was just upset that Shaggy left to go to prom and abandoned him, but not really. You know what I'm saying? So Scooby gets this Harry the dummy, and it's so funny. At one point, Shaggy's fighting the dummy. He's like, "What am I doing? You can't fight back." And then there's the Phantom, and I love the homage to the classic Scooby-Doo thing where you're in a hallway and the camera's facing down the hallway. You have all the doors on the sides, and you have the monster and the gang, or whether it's Scooby and, you know, Shaggy, and you have the monster, and they're going through all the different doors, and it just doesn't make sense logically how they're going through the doors and everything so fast. They do that here. They pay an homage where they have the bunk beds in the bus of the Hex Girls bus, and they have a door as well, and they're going through all the different, they're going through the door, they're going through all the different bunks, and just logistically doesn't make any sense how they're doing it. But it was so funny because like it's so over the top, because even with like the hallway door classic sequences from the older shows, you could maybe think it's just like there's a bunch of doors into this wide room and they're just going through different doors in the same room. But with the bunk beds, there's no way to get from one bunk to the other unless you're going out and up. So for them to go through one and then come out over here and then go through the door and then they're coming out this bunk over here makes no sense. But it worked because it was funny as hell. So I enjoyed it. So at the end, I felt like the Daphne and Fred thing wrapped up, I think, pretty solid, because at least there was some building up there, because Daphne's felt this thing for Fred for a long time. He's not seeing it. He's finally seeing it. She overhears him trying to suppress his feelings, but ultimately that's not what he wants to do. He has a breakthrough. She writes a song, and ultimately they come to this thing to where he's like, I have feelings for you, you know? And she's like, "Oh, Fred," like, you know, typical Daphne. Whereas Scooby and Shaggy, they don't really necessarily they don't actually have I don't think they had a good moment to really fix up their issue. It was just fixed, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And then Velma was kind of standing there and going, because they're hugging. So yeah, Velma got the short end of the stick, and that really sucks. But at the end of the day, love the episode, really enjoyed it, and I love the fact that Hex Girls was in it. I hope we get to see them again. If not, it's all good, but I hope we do get to see them again, because it was awesome to see them here. And great music and everything, and it was just awesome just to kind of see the episode be more about the gang's relationship and the Phantom, but not really, you know what I'm saying? It's more about them, so much the villain or the monster or whatever. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know in the comments below, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.